Hi guys, so this is going to be Namjoon's birthday reading from the 12th of September of 2025 to the same day of 2026. So yeah, I'm going to use the same spread that I used for Jungkook's reading. Also the same way I modified it more to my liking. So yeah, I already shuffled. I'm ready to pull the cards. I haven't looked at them, but we'll look at it together and we'll see what each card represents in the spread. But yeah, let's get moving. So the first card will be where he's currently at in life. We have the Justice reversed. Okay, this feels quite light and freeing and but it's more internal. This has to do with honesty and not lying to yourself. Sometimes you do something, you say something, you act a certain way, and you're like, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I made that decision. Not true. You actually do know. You know where things are coming from. You know why you act or do something a certain way because you're honest with yourself deep within and you know where things are coming from. You know the core of things. It's what I keep getting here. I also feel like it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time, to be honest. To kind of lie to yourself, and this feels just so freeing and light. And yeah, it's just freeing. I love this for him, really. It's giving you the opportunity to explore more about yourself because you're not lying, because you're not pouring boundaries on yourself, because you are not willing to discover them in some sort of way. That is the vibe. I really love this for him. Honesty, but not specifically towards others. It's specifically with yourself. Um, yeah, in some sort of way, it's confrontation, but it doesn't always have to be. That's pretty much what I have here. I love this for him. Now let's see where he will be in a year. So this is exactly now the 12th of September of 2025. This is 12th of September of 2026. All right, the moon. This is also quite lovely. The moon in this case, I see more learning how to navigate things, learning how to navigate new experiences, the unknown, when things doesn't look as bright or even as clear as they should, you're able to navigate those kind of situations. It is being able to see in the night. It is trusting more your intuition, but also it is in some sort of way courage to be in the night, to go into the unknown, to go into the darkness and not knowing what could happen. It's that bravery that's coming through, but it's also you've kind of built up that bravery due to experiences in life. It's not like it comes all of a sudden. And the same with intuition. As you trust it more, as you experience things more, you just know when to, you know better what to do in some sort of way. You trust that intuition more. That's pretty much what I have. It has to do with courage, has to do with intuition, it has to do with um, learning to trust the unknown, daring to kind of explore new things, even though it might look scary, even though you are completely not really blinded, but in the sense of like you don't know what could happen, and you just say, you know what, I've been here before, I've been through them, I've been able to survive them, so I'm sure that I can go through them again. Because I feel like it has a lot to do with experiences. As life goes on, he will experience a lot of these moments, and he'll get used to it, and he learn with experience how to navigate them himself through the woods in the night, and learn how to have a better sight, a better vision. And also with the owl, it's again wisdom has to do with experience. Like wisdom is like, well, you could say that some people just are born with certain wisdom, but you can continue to cultivate that through experience, through living life. That's pretty much what I have here for him. Now let's see a challenge that he might face. We have here the hangman. Okay. Huh. Uh, okay, I'm getting two things. There could be an impatience going on for him. Um, uh, Based on anxiety is what I keep getting here. Sometimes you're in a situation that brings you anxiety and you want to get out of it, so you get impatient, and then you might not make the best decisions due to that, because you don't want to be in that situation, and because you are impatient to get out of them, and that could be a problem. But what I'm also getting is, it's not only that. Sometimes you need to adjust, you need to think a bit differently, a bit more flexible when it comes to solutions to situations, to problems. It's just that open up more, in the sense of like open up your vision, open up your the way you see things. It's like that. It's that night vision that he needs to learn how to use it to his best ability. Train it in some sort of way. Like, don't just see a little, what's the word? Don't just see what's right in front of you. Look, like an animal, sometimes they have a better vision, they have more vision. It's like, try to do that, because the situation is not as straightforward as it might look. Sometimes you need to adapt, sometimes you need to be flexible, sometimes you need to kind of think outside of the box. That is also the whole vibe that I keep getting here. So it has to do with those kind of things. You need to adjust to the situation. It reminds me also of Jungkook's stream that I kept getting. So it could be because, of course, they're in the same group, that they might go through similar situations when it comes to work, and it is a learning lesson for all of them. Maybe that they will have to learn how to pivot, learn how to adapt, learn how to do things differently, compared to what they've done before. So yeah, and this also, because I see that other end, it's like you also should accept help when you need it. Like, you cannot do everything alone. Sometimes you do need to get help. Instead, it depends on the situation. Sometimes it's a situation that you could handle with you guys only, or a small group of people. But other times you need to reach out and get that help. Or sometimes you can face the situation and overcome the obstacle, and sometimes you cannot, and you have to pivot away. It's different actions that you should take in different situations, but I also feel like he might have the tendency of getting a bit impatient due to him feeling like anxious in the situation, and he just wants to get out of it. And that is not the way. So also, like, keep getting, you need to take your time sometimes too. It's like sometimes things need to have slow progress, and other times you do need to act fast, and it's that you need to adapt, you need to know what is the best thing to do. And I think that the moon will help him with, as he gets more comfortable with being in the unknown, being in the dark, confronting his fears, but also trusting his intuition, and just see more than what meets the eye. I think that will help him a lot in kind of knowing what to do in certain situations. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have here. Now let's see what will help him reach his goals. We have the Empress. Wow. Um, this is lovely. This is also creativity. This is, him trusting his creativity, letting it flow. And I'm getting also personal growth, because I'm thinking of a little seed that you plant and let it just grow as it should be, with the times, with the seasons, with the years, it will grow into something beautiful. And it will go through its phases, instead of like trying to overprotect it and kind of use technology to kind of always keep it blooming, or kind of make sure that it blooms faster. It's like trusting just the nature of life, growth that just happens because that is what life does. That is pretty much what I have here. And this could also be with creativity. Don't push it, don't push for it, just let it flow when it's flowing. If you are not feeling creative, then so be it, let it happen. Don't kind of get frustrated because of that. Don't try to push yourself to kind of be creative. If you just, in that sense, become one with it, let it flow, let it happen naturally, I think that will help him a lot. um and yeah, that's pretty much, it's having patience too, because it's that, like, his what could work against him could be a bit of impatience, and what could, work with him is learning how to be patient, and just like let things happen. Sometimes it's certain situations you just need to let it happen. Other times, yes, you need to take action, because otherwise you can miss an opportunity, or otherwise things can become worse. Yes, but it's knowing when to do that and when not to do that. And yeah, it will he will probably be confronted with different situations where he will learn to do that, where he will learn the difference between the two. But yeah, now if we move forward to the second line, we'll see actually per season a card that will represent each of his seasons. So we'll start again with autumn for him. And we have the Six of Cups. This is lovely. This reminds me of people. This reminds me of when you are at home and a friend calls you and say, "Hey, I'm going to throw a party tomorrow. Are you busy? Are you like going to do something?" It's like, "No, I'm not sure. I don't have really anything to do, but I'm not sure because." And the other friends like they really convince you and say, "No, come to the party." So you go the next day to the party, and it's a huge party, and you do know, of course, your friend and other kind of people. You see some so familiar faces, but for the rest, like everybody's doing their thing, and you're pretty much by yourself. So you're kind of trying to mingle there and talk to people around you and interact, and maybe you will find people that are like-minded, they're similar to you, that have similar interests like you. And that is what I keep getting. It's like pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, but once you do that, you will find new comfort zones with specific people or specific places. Yeah, I feel like it's going more out and learning or getting to learn new people that could be just very like-minded, or they kind of get you into something new that is fun, something like that. That's what I keep getting here for him. But yeah, let's move on. Let's see for his winter. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords. This is actually very fitting. We have the winter for winter. It's funny because it's right underneath the moon with the owl. This feels for me internal too. Again, it reminds me also of the Justice, where like he is analyzing himself internally. It reminds me a bit of the Hermit, but the Hermit feels a bit more romanticized. This feels more cutthroat, feels more analytical. It's as if you are the psychiatrist and the patient itself, or psychologist and the patient yourself, but you're more leaning into the psychologist. It's like you are analyzing yourself, like the person on the bench on the sofa can be talking about everything's like, oh, this and this and that, and this happened to me, and this is their fault, and I don't understand why they did this and this and that, and you can kind of lie a little bit to yourself, but the psychologist is in some sort of way looking through you, and they're actually writing things like, no, it's not everybody else's fault, this things is actually your fault. You have the tendency to do this, you have the tendency to do that, based on all our conversations, based on my analyst analyst my analyst, oh my god, cannot find the word. Analysis. Oh my god, I was not getting to the word. Yeah, analysis. So it feels like that. You're not lying to yourself, you're analyzing yourself. Um, it feels like that. You're also organizing, your thoughts, even your ideas. You are figuring yourself more and more, but in a very structured, disciplined, but also straight to the point kind of way. Yeah, no BSing. You're not BSing yourself. You're not lying to yourself. You're just, okay, this is where it's coming from. This is because of that. Okay, this is my fault. This is okay. This has something to do with that person or whatever. You're just being very, um, yeah, just, it's like a scientist. Like, it is what it is. No feelings and emotions really being brought into this. This is what it is. Like, I'm figuring things out. It's like a math problem. You just need to figure out, it all makes sense. You don't really have to bring in feelings and emotions like, oh, but I was feeling this way and that's why I did this. No, it doesn't, like, it does matter, but in the sense of like you're kind of using it as an excuse. So no, that is the whole vibe I keep getting here. Yeah, you will learn a lot about yourself if you do this. And it will happen quickly, much more quicker than would you kind of do it differently, because then you're still lying to yourself, you're still kind of finding pretexts about why you do certain things the way you are, or your faults. And here it's like, no, I know that these are my faults. I know that I also have good qualities, and I know why I'm doing this. I know why I'm, the way that I am. It's not like you have yourself completely figured out. I think, there is a growing process for all of us, but I do feel like he's going to take his time to really analyze certain parts of himself, and it will help him in some sort of way organize his mind, organize his inner self, that can help him in some sort of way find that balance, in some sort of way tranquility externally too. That's pretty much what I have here for him. Now, if we move on, when it comes to his spring, we have the Page of Cups. This is lovely. I'm getting happy surprises, and it reminds me of like intimacy, like you and a friend or a lover, doesn't matter, or just a family member. It feels very intimate, like two people going out and do fun stuff together, like very spontaneous fun stuff, but it's a bit romanticized in the sense of like, let's go for a walk in the middle of the night, or like, I feel like ice cream, let's just go out and eat some ice cream and have some conversations. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know why, but yeah, I just love this energy for him. It feels simple, it feels romantic, not in this, not, doesn't have to be, you know lover wise. Romantic can also just be that, that is the mood, it's romanticized, so it can be with anybody, and it feels an intimate too, and it's spontaneous energy too, but they're like small things. I love this for him. Simplicity in some sort of way. Now let's move forward for his summer. Oh, this is lovely. His Ace of Cups. Yeah, this is inner fulfillment in some sort of way. This is continue to learn about yourself, things about yourself, continue to learn to love those things about you, discovering things about yourself, um, being just internal fulfilled with whatever, due to just life happening, and letting it happen, letting it flow too. That's right underneath the Empress. I think that just things happening in his life will kind of fill him with creativity that he will eventually put out externally. And it's just him letting it happen, let it flow. If it feels good, do it. That's pretty much also what you see with the Age of Cups, is that it's that wave of like, let the wave come and go. It's like the ocean, it's all very natural. I love that for him, and it's continued to learn, discover things about himself, and doesn't have to be qualities. Can also be likes and dislikes. It's like, oh, I never liked this kind of food. Now, like, I gave it a try because I was with this person and they introduced me to it, or they said give it another chance, and I love it. And it can be any kind of likes and dislikes, but also I'm getting qualities about yourself. You're getting to learn new things about you. It's like, oh, I didn't know that I would react this way in this kind of situation. Actually, I'm really proud that I acted this way. I didn't know that I had it in me. That is also the whole vibe that I keep getting here. It's funny because it's almost like the opposite from Jungkook, as if Jungkook already went through this internal thing, and it's not like once you go through that, then that is done forever. No, you go internally, you figure certain things out, and you go externally and do something with it, or don't, whatever. But that is, I feel like Junk already went through kind of this kind of phase, and now whatever he has figured out in a certain time period, he says, okay, now I actually want to put it out. And I feel like he's now going much more externally, and Namjoon here is kind of still figuring things out internally. And I think once he feels like, okay, this thing that I've gathered, now I'm going to put it out. That's pretty much what I have here, and it can be in different ways. It doesn't have to be, creative wise. It doesn't have to be work wise. It can also just be in life, your personal life too. And yeah, because I was getting with Jungkook a lot of justice in the past, and that could be that he would also have gone through that kind of moment of like, I'm going to be honest with myself, I'm going to figure out certain things. Once I have certain things figured out, now I kind of want to do something with it and put it out externally, and yeah, show it off in some sort of way. And I feel like with Namjoon, he is still in that phase of like, I'm gathering things before I take off. um yeah, that's pretty lovely for him. Now let's move on for his career and finances. Okay, we have the Ten of Cups. This is him I don't think he will focus too much on, like, for example, ambitions, how much money something does, chart wise. I feel like it's just he wants to be happy with the things that he's putting out. He wants to be proud of it. Also, I'm getting like the group, it's more people. That could be his main focus. Like, I'm going to focus more on the group and not specifically on his solo endeavors or solo ambitions. I'm not saying that he's not going to do that at all, but it could, this could take more of the forefront. That's pretty much what I have here. Now let's move on for his relationships, and this can be any kind of relationship. All right. So we have the Page of Pentacles. It's funny. So this alpaca is completely shaven, and you've taken all the layers, and they're kind of bare, looking at you. This, I feel like it's both him and other people. He might get to learn new people, new things about them, getting more to the core. Maybe it's like an opportunity that he didn't always have with, I don't know if it's in general or with certain people. But that's pretty much it. I'm also getting like little quirks, little likes and dislikes that he continues to learn about other people, and it's just lovely. And I also feel like it's like it's also with him. Like, other people will see more. That's what's in the core. That's kind of taking off certain layers of him and learning also the little things about him that he will appreciate. Because it's nice to have a friend or a lover or just somebody in your life that you love, that they notice the small things. Like, oh, I notice that you don't like tomato, with this kind of food. Oh, I noticed that you wear a lot of blue or whatever. It's all those little things that just like you feel like, oh, this person really has listened to me. This person has really paid attention to me. And that's really a lovely feeling. We can all understand that. It's not only other people with him, it's also him with others. And I love that for him. It's funny because you also see it right underneath the Queen of Swords. Yeah, it is that. It's also continuing to learn things about himself, getting to the core. I love that. I really love this reading for him. I'm happy to see this for Namjoon. But yeah, let's move on and see what he will learn. The Eight of Cups. I also got this for Young. Didn't say that they might go through things together. Well, duh, they're BTS. I think both of them, the whole group, will get to learn and face certain situations where they will need to learn how to navigate them. Is it a situation where we just need to hold on and we'll be able to overcome it? Or is it a situation that holding on is only a waste of time and effort and we need to walk away from them? It's a loss, it is what it is. So yeah, I feel like it's that. It's the same as Jungkook. It's like learning when to walk away and when not to. Learning to have patience and to just let it go. Um, and don't hold on when it's not necessary, but hold on when it is. It is that intuition and learning through experience with, what you get with people, what you get in certain situations. You just pure experience that they will really learn more and more to trust their intuition and to trust um what they've gone through. To be honest, it's not that they haven't had that before. It's just that new obstacles will come their way and they have to get used to them. It's the unknown. They're going back again into the unknown, and new things will come, new enemies will come, new obstacles will come. It will not be the same as always, and they have to get used to them and they have to learn how to navigate them. And then when it happens again, they know because they've experienced it before. So yeah, that's pretty much it what I have here. Now if we look further to his mental health, the Queen of Wands reverse, this is lovely for him. This is building confidence. This is finding yourself quite hot, quite charming. It's like, oh, I'm actually handsome. Oh, I actually am great at this. These kind of things. Like, I'm actually quite handsome. That is the whole vibe that I keep getting here. It's really charming, very feeling confident and handsome. Um, you're feeling like you're like like hot, but not in an arrogant way. More in the I'm actually awesome vibe. I love this. I really love this for him. Now, if we move on to see the overall theme for his year, the Knight of Cups reverse, I'm telling you, it's almost the opposite from Jungkook. Or not the opposite, it's almost like internal, external. I got this too in a previous reading that I kept getting, like, it's as if Jungkook and Namjoon, they are like, one is inside, the other one is outside. And I kept getting that with Namjoon. He was inside, Jungkook was going outside. that keeps coming through. It keeps coming through, really. Yeah, it's a Knight of Cups, and it's funny because Jungkook had it all the way in the beginning. He will have it here at the end. The overall theme, that is something that he will learn. While Jungkook is already kind of taking off on his journey, Namjoon is still learning, kind of to prepare everything to take off on his journey. Yeah, it is an internal adventure. It's kind of first going inside to figure things out, to learn about yourself. That's what I kept saying. It's like it is that internal journey. It is that facing yourself, confronting things, learning new things about yourself, and then kind of like putting everything in some sort of together, or certain things that you figure out, you take it with you and you put it out externally. That's the whole vibe that I keep getting here. But yeah, now let's see what he is becoming. Oh, the Two of Swords, and it's right underneath when it comes to people. Two of Swords reversed. This is kind of like brightening your horizons, your vision too. This is kind of unclenching your hands, giving people opportunities, even a second chance. It could also be like when you meet people, they might kind of not come across as like likable right away, but then you're saying like, okay, your first impression was not good. Let's see. That is also what I keep getting. It's like just giving people a chance, opening up a little bit more, but also not being stupid in the sense of like, I'm going to trust blindly. No, it's also kind of taking off a blindfold, looking, really being perceptive, but also not being overly cautious. It's like, I'm going to open up a little bit more, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to kind of like really look around me, what's going on. It's also giving me a more horizon, more a broader vision to really see what's around me. And I think that that is actually a great thing for him. So yeah, let me see what he will be releasing. The Page of Wands. See, this is in the line of taking action in certain situations when you're meeting obstacles and going to the unknown some sort of way. Um, Give me a sec. This has to do with that impatience where I said that sometimes he's in a situation where he gets anxious and he gets impatient because of it, because he feels uncomfortable and he wants to get out of that feeling, out of that situation. So he might want to act rashly, not in the sense of recklessly, more in the sense of like, let's just make a decision because we need to move forward. I don't want to be in this situation anymore, let's do this. And you haven't completely thought it out, or sometimes it needs more time. So I think it's that what he might be releasing is, it's getting to feel comfortable with awkwardness, with anxiety in some sort of way, with being in an awkward position, being in a difficult position. Sometimes you're going to sit there in a longer period, and in some sort of way, it's not really getting comfortable, but being able to handle it better. And sometimes sitting with it, because certain situations, they need time, and they will feel awkward longer, they will feel uncomfortable longer. But don't kind of say like, I don't want to feel this anyway anymore, so let's kind of do this, take this action now so it's done. No, because sometimes that is not the right action. It is a very brief relief, but it's not going to have the best consequences. This has to do with prematureness. Like, don't act prematurely, don't take decisions prematurely due to you feeling like, I'm scared of going to the because you feel anxiety in that situation, because it's testing you mentally. And I understand that it's the worst, but making hasty decisions in that state of mind is not the way of doing things. And I know that it's easier said than done. I can all understand that it is difficult. We've all gone through this kind of situations. Of course, not the same, but we can understand to a certain level. But that is the advice. That is what he would need to learn. Give me a sec to move a bit the camera, because I see now that you cannot see it very well. Yeah, this is pretty much it. So yeah, that's what I'm getting here. Also, it's funny, the chameleon. It tells you to, I think it's a chameleon, or something else. I know, salamander. Yeah, it's like a small thing. It's like a small animal. Just adapt to the situation and withhold if it's necessary, but also learn how to walk away, because otherwise you're withholding for nothing. You are suffering for nothing, and you learn through experience. That's pretty much it. I don't have much more to add on to that. Now let's see for his blessings. Oh, this is lovely. I also got this for Jungkook, I think, the Seven of Cups. Oh, they're like really two sides of a coin. The Seven of Cups reversed, it is actually internal treasures, discoveries of oneself, learning more and new things about yourself that you didn't know about before. You're discovering new parts, and you're finding it a delight to discover things about yourself. As you grow older, you evolve, you grow. But sometimes, because it's, of course, it's you, you're not really noticing the growth until you're faced with the situation. You're like, oh, I handle this situation differently from what I would have, and completely different from how I actually have handled it before. And it's like you're surprising yourself, and you're discovering new lovely delights about yourself, qualities that you're like, oh, I actually love this about me. I didn't know that I had it in me too. Like, that is the whole vibe. That I love this for him. It's internal trust and internal discoveries. And I keep getting a broadening is, what's the word, like, broadening, whatever, his in his environment, his vision, but very within too. Like, he has more room to explore within himself because he's more honest with himself, because he is brave to kind of continue on and ask himself a question like, why do I do this and why do I do that, and you get you to your answer, and you go to the next thing and the next thing, and I love this for him, really. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to his um tarot card. Let's see the bottom of the deck. See, there is a Four of Cups reversed. It's like things that he has not noticed before, he will notice now. And I feel like it's both internally and externally. This could be people, this could be likes and dislikes, but also internally, it's like discovering new parts of yourself that you actually didn't really pay attention to or was not really aware of. That is pretty much what I have here with the Four of Cups. You have the Three of Swords. I see a lot of Three of Swords reversed. I see a lot of healing for him, for this year. I love this. I really love this. And you have the High Priestess reverse, which is almost like there's an internal temple within you that is very deep and has so many archives of you in some sort of way. And you're learning certain parts of yourself that were in some sort of way concealed, or you just didn't pay attention to, and now you're kind of doing that. And it's funny because you have the spider and a web. It reminds me of lies and discovering lies. Not really that you were intentionally doing that, but it's just you are discovering more truth about yourself and not lying so much anymore to yourself, at least with certain parts of yourself. That's pretty much what I have. It's pretty much telling me whatever the rest was already saying. But yeah, now I'm going to move on and pull some oracle cards, and then we should be done. All right. So as you can see, we have two family cards for two different decks. So I'm getting different things with this. I'm getting that he will want to continue to build, people that he can trust and be in some sort of way his chosen family. Besides BTS, I feel like besides his focus on the group, that kind of like that mentality. I see also doing that with other new people that he might kind of want to have a close relationship with, really your ride and die kind of group of people. You see that also too here with the community cards. It's support, it's friendship, finding people that are like-minded like you. And I'm seeing that beside BTS. Like, it's not only like BTS is one of my chosen families, but it's like also more in a personal level, separately, that it's just for himself that he might continue to build up on that, and I love that for him. His ride or die group. Not that BTS is not, but it's okay that they have their own kind of friends individually too. It's fine. That's normal. It's healthy. Then you have yin yang, and this feels like tranquility. This feels like balance and temperance energy, where I feel like he will learn to kind of bring that to situations, to himself. And I was talking about that, when things get tough and he might feel awkward and might get impatient and anxious. He might learn how to kind of chill a little bit better, how to just not be consumed by worry, consumed by fear, and not be able to, to sleep. It reminds me of his life when he was saying that he was in the military and he had so much difficulty with sleeping. And I feel like it has to do with a lot of stress and so many other things too. And I think it's just him learning how to manage his feelings a little bit better when it comes to tough situations. And I love this for him. Now, we also have here a cycle of decrease, and I think it has to do a little bit with his personal career, because I was getting that he might focus more on the group, um, like personal ambitions when it comes to his career and projects and investments specifically, that might not take really the forefront. I'm not saying that it's not going to be there at all. It's just that it might get second or third place or something like that. Um, because also what I was getting with the second thing with family, comes up 2 times. It could also be that he might want to put his personal life a little bit more on the forefront. So when it comes to work, it could be more the group. And when it comes to, he wants to kind of find a balance with, doing what's best for the group, a little bit also his solo stuff, but also maybe thinking of like, um, should I focus on kind of settling down, because I do feel like he might have this feeling of wanting to have a family. It's funny because I also got the same with Jungkook. Oh my god, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's fine. It's normal. They can do whatever they want. So I he could have these dreams because it's like dreaming of like wanting to have a certain family, settle down eventually. Not that he will exactly settle down within this year, but it's just him kind of maybe already putting his mind to that, putting his maybe certain goals to that. So yeah, then we also have status quo, reminds me of the Queen of Wands. Um, he might go more out in a sense of like to events and parties, and he might get to learn more people. It's fair to say he could find like-minded people. He could find his chosen ride or die group by for himself, and he will be very popular. He will be feeling very confident and handsome, and he could love a lot of that attention to. It doesn't have to be all the time because it's also a cycle. It could be like moments that when he does have the time, he will go out and do that, and will love the him being some sort of way the life of the party, or just being very popular in the event, and then people want to talk to him, and that is the vibe. I think he will enjoy that a lot, and that's also pretty much it what I have here for him. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and until the next time, bye bye.